Khaleb McRae walked onto the track in Fayetteville like any other race day. But within the next 45 seconds, he would do something no runner had officially done in more than 20 years. One lap, one clock, and one historic moment were about to change the indoor 400 meters forever. On February 13th, 2026, the Tyson Invitational took place inside the Randal Tyson Track Center in Fayetteville, Arkansas. The meet was part of the World Athletics Indoor Tour Silver Circuit, which attracts many of the best athletes from around the globe. Indoor track competitions have a special energy. The arena is compact, the crowd sits close to the action, every footstep echoes through the building. When athletes are racing at full speed, the atmosphere feels intense and immediate. That night featured strong fields across multiple events, but one race would soon overshadow everything else. The men's 400 meters lined up with several talented competitors ready to test themselves over the demanding one-lap distance. Among them stood American sprinter Khaleb McRae. At 25 years old, McRae had already built a reputation as a powerful quarter-miler. He was known for his speed and his ability to finish races strongly. He had also been part of the United States relay program, helping earn a world silver medal in the 4x400 meter relay. Still, individual greatness in the 400 meters requires something more. The event demands a perfect blend of raw speed, endurance, and mental strength. Athletes must run nearly at full sprint while managing lactic acid that begins to flood their legs during the final stretch. That balance is difficult even on outdoor tracks. Indoors, the challenge becomes even greater. The indoor 400-meter race takes place on a shorter oval with tighter turns. Those curves force runners to maintain control while moving at incredible speed. One small mistake in rhythm or balance can cost valuable time. Because of those factors, indoor records often last for many years. The record McRae was chasing had survived for more than 2 decades. The official world indoor 400-meter record stood at 44.57 seconds. It had been set in 2005 by Kerron Clement on the very same Fayetteville track. For 21 years, the record remained untouched. Many elite runners attempted to challenge it. Some produced incredible performances that came close, but the record itself refused to fall. 2 athletes had even run faster times in recent years. Michael Norman and Christopher Morales-Williams both clocked performances quicker than Clement's mark. However, those times were never ratified as official records due to technical violations connected to track specifications and procedural rules. Because of those complications, the official record remained 44.57. That meant any athlete who wanted to break it had to do more than simply run fast. The performance also had to meet every technical requirement recognized by World Athletics. As the runners prepared for the race in Fayetteville, few people expected that history would change that night. But Khaleb McRae had other plans. The runners settled into their lanes as the stadium quieted. Moments before the start, the tension inside the arena became almost tangible. The starter raised the pistol. The gun fired. McRae reacted instantly. His start was powerful yet controlled. In the indoor 400 meters, athletes must balance aggression with patience. Going out too hard can destroy the final stretch, but starting too slowly means losing valuable position. McRae found the perfect rhythm immediately. He attacked the first curve with smooth acceleration. His stride looked effortless as he built speed along the backstretch. Within seconds, it became clear that he was running at an extraordinary pace. As the runners approached the break point where they merged toward lane 1, McRae already held a visible advantage. The crowd sensed something unusual unfolding. Through the first lap, McRae passed the timing line in 21.24 seconds. For an indoor 400-meter race, that split was incredibly fast. It placed him directly on pace to challenge the long-standing world record. But what truly stood out was how relaxed he appeared. His shoulders remained loose. His arm swing stayed compact and efficient. Instead of straining, he moved with smooth power. Elite runners often talk about the feeling of a perfect race where the body and mind move together in complete rhythm. Watching McRae that night, it seemed like he had found exactly that state. Behind him, the rest of the field tried to respond. William Jones pushed hard in pursuit, but the gap between them continued to grow. As the race entered its second half, most athletes would begin to feel the effects of the demanding pace. The indoor curves force runners to maintain balance while fatigue starts building in their legs. This is the phase where races are often lost. McRae refused to slow. Instead, he held his speed with remarkable control. His stride remained consistent through each turn. Every step looked precise and powerful. The distance between him and the rest of the field expanded further. By the time the runners approached the final bend, McRae had effectively separated himself from the competition. The arena crowd rose to its feet. Everyone inside the building understood that something special was about to happen. As McRae entered the final straightaway, the clock became the only opponent left. His body leaned slightly forward as he drove toward the finish line. Every stride carried the momentum of the previous 20 years of history. The crowd shouted as he powered through the final meters, then he crossed the line. The time appeared on the scoreboard. 44.52 seconds. For a brief moment there was silence as people processed the number. Then the entire arena erupted. Khaleb McRae had officially run faster than the record that had stood for more than 2 decades. The time of 44.52 seconds placed McRae ahead of Kerron Clement's long-standing mark of 44.57. Though the margin was only 0.05 of a second, in sprinting that difference represents a major achievement. The performance was not only fast, it was also dominant. McRae won the race by more than a full second ahead of William Jones. At the elite level of track and field, a victory margin that large in the 400 meters is extremely rare. Most races are decided by tenths or even hundredths of a second. That night, McRae was simply in a different league. Pending final ratification from World Athletics, his performance stands as the new world short track record. For the 25-year-old American sprinter, it marked the defining moment of his career. Understanding the magnitude of McRae's achievement requires appreciating the difficulty of the indoor 400 meters. Unlike outdoor tracks, indoor facilities typically measure 200 meters per lap. The turns are much tighter, forcing athletes to lean aggressively while maintaining speed. Each curve places additional strain on the legs and core muscles. The repeated changes in direction also disrupt rhythm compared to the smoother flow of an outdoor track. Because of these factors, indoor sprint races often demand greater technical control. Breaking a record under those conditions requires not just speed, but also exceptional balance and efficiency. McRae demonstrated both qualities perfectly during his historic run. Just weeks after his record performance, McRae returned to competition at the USATF Indoor Championships on March 1st. Championship races often present a different challenge. Athletes focus on winning rather than chasing fast times. Still, McRae delivered another impressive performance. He captured the national title in the 400 meters with a winning time of 45.01 seconds. While slightly slower than his world record run, the time carried its own historical significance. It became the fastest winning performance at the USATF Indoor Championships since Michael Johnson in 1996. Johnson remains one of the greatest 400-meter runners in history. Seeing McRae produce a comparable championship performance nearly 30 years later reinforced the importance of his breakthrough season. Khaleb McRae's success comes from years of hard training and steady progress. The 400 meters is a difficult race because it requires both speed and endurance. Many sprinters start fast but fade near the end, while others lack the explosive speed needed at the beginning. McRae has learned to balance both. His stride is smooth and efficient, helping him save energy while still running fast. In the final stretch, he stays strong while others begin to slow down. Just as important, he understands how to pace the race the right way. All of these strengths came together perfectly during his race in Fayetteville. With an indoor world record and a national title already secured, McRae is now among the top 400-meter runners in the world. The outdoor season will bring new challenges as he competes against the best athletes globally. Outdoor tracks have wider curves, which often allows runners to go even faster. Fans are excited to see what McRae can do next. If his indoor season is any sign, even bigger achievements could be ahead. Track and field has many historic moments, and February 13, 2026 is now one of them. Inside the Tyson Track Center, Khaleb McRae ran the race of his life. From the powerful start to the strong finish, everything came together perfectly. When the clock stopped at 44.52 seconds, a record that had stood for 21 years was finally broken. Khaleb McRae did more than win a race that night. He made history in the indoor 400 meters.